Hey, Eagle Run 2-3 here. I got this in, I don't know, I think last summer, and I've only used it a few times, but I needed to touch up a chisel, and I thought I would go ahead and work on this little planar blade. So this is a little guide, a little chisel guide for when you're sharpening your stones. Now, one of the most viewed videos on my channel is me crudely sharpening a chisel on a bench grinder, which the title of the video is "Don't do this." It works, and you can get a serviceable edge, but if your stones aren't perfect on your wheel, and you don't have the right grit, because most of those are pretty coarse, a 60 or whatever, you're not going to get that great of a result. And it will work, if you just need to touch up something real quick. But the best way to do it is to use, a sharpening stone. So we have our India red sharpening stone. This is a two-sided. We're just going to be on the fine because we don't have much to do here. But this is pretty cool. So it's adjustable. You could do a planar blade here, which I've done, and then you can put your chisels in here, and it's adjustable for different sizes of chisels. Well, I think I found a bit of a limitation here. So the little dovetail that fits this style of chisel really easily, but this one is not quite as pronounced, and it's flatter on the sides, and it does not fit in there very well. All right, so the next part here is you've got to get your angle correct, and you got to figure out how far down to seat it. So a little bit of trial and error here. Boy, that guy just does not fit in there very well. That's too bad. Now, the other one slides so easily. I'm gonna switch to this one because it's gonna be better for our video. It'll just slide right in there. Yeah, see it's like it's made for it. All right, so I'm gonna look down the stone here on the profile, and I want contact with the stone across the entire top of the chisel. It had a bit of a wing nut on there. I think you could get it tight enough by hand, but I do think that you should lock it down with a screwdriver. And then the rest of this is super easy. Now you can see on here, let me see if I can get the light on there. You see I have two bevels on there. It's not supposed to have two bevels. So I would like to eventually start to bring that into one. And I'll just slowly do that as I sharpen this over and over. I'll get that into a single bevel. So let's see if we have this lined up here. All right, that looks better. All right, a little bit of oil on there. And the action is really easy. You're gonna push into the stone, lift it up. It's got a little bearing surface there, little wheel. Now I got to where I was wiggling it a little bit and trying to keep it where I wasn't just wearing my stones in the same spot. Go sideways here, see if you can see a little bit better. All right. So we will continue to work on that bevel. When you're done, I like to flatten the back and just kind of usually give it one pull. So I'm gonna go in about right there and pull it back. And that should, oh yeah, put me right there where I need to be. And, oh man, That's so sharp. You know, working with a chisel that's super sharp is just really satisfying. So it would work on this one. I would just have to fuss with it a little bit because the profile is quite a bit different on this littler one. Let's hop over and do a planar blade here real quick. This is a little block plane, and it's a little fidgety, and I'm wondering if I could get a really good edge on it, if that would make it a little bit more enjoyable to use. All right, so let's see if this guy is gonna mount in here. I actually have not tried it yet. I think it's gonna have to go where the chisel goes here in the middle. Yeah, it is. But that opens up so wide, it's really nice. All right, now the next obstacle will be, are we able to get it out enough for the angle? Oh, not bad. We may have to jump over on the course to get that where we want it. Yeah, let's do. Well, I'll go ahead and jump over on the course. I just kind of wanted to show you how this thing works. This is called a chisel sharpening jig. Picked this up for, I think it was around $15. And I've been using it here for a couple months, and it works great. I enjoy it. There's no reason why you can't sharpen these freehand. But if you're kind of looking for like maybe a way to go to the next level, I think this could be a good way. It also kind of makes it foolproof, and you're able to just get a really quick edge. Now, I would recommend, if you were sharpening the same chisel over and over, I would probably put a little index mark on there so that you could get really close and then be able to tighten it down with the screwdriver. You don't want to be way off on these every single time, because then you're just, you know, eating up all that metal, getting it set each time. So if I were going to sharpen this several times on here, I might just make myself a little mark so that I would know. Because most likely you're only going to be sharpening a couple different planar blades, or even maybe a planar blade and a couple different chisels. So most of the chisels, I would imagine you're going to be at the same angle on them. So if you've got, you know, a half inch, you know, 1 inch, a half inch, a quarter inch, if you got all the same set, if you could get them all to the same bevel angle, then you could mark them with one index on there and you'd be really close. I think that'd be a good idea. I will probably do that. So, all right, well, that's all I got for today. Eagle Run 2-3. We'll see you next time.